Okay, those of you who have been following my channel for a while know that for 40 years I had Rolex watches. I had a gold day date and I rotated that with either a GMT Master or a sub. And so I had a gold watch and I had a steel watch and I rotated the two. And I had 2 or 3 different day dates during that time over a 40-year period. The last one I had for 20 years that I bought new. And I sold it, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And I went over to Grand Seiko because I really like their spring drive, and there's a lot of things I like about their watches. But when Rolex came out with this gold GMT in yellow gold, I was really taken by it. I said, that is a beautiful watch. And so we were doing a live stream at the time when that was announced, and I think shortly thereafter, Bitcoin was at $16,000 a Bitcoin. And I said, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy an extra Bitcoin and I'm going to set it aside. And when it hits 100,000, and I predicted that next November that it would hit that, I'll go ahead and buy one of these yellow gold GMTs. And I'll also buy a Lexus LS 430 sedan in mint condition. Well, I ended up buying the Lexus LX 470 because I needed something that could be flat-toed behind a motor coach. And so instead of the LS 430, I bought the LX 470. So that can be flat-toed. And I have finally also now secured the Rolex in question. So it's an 18-karat yellow gold GMT Master, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And it's hard to capture the color of the gold in these video clips, but I've done the best I can to do that. And the other thing that is tricky is the numbers that are around it that are in that black and gray bezel. They often don't look the same as the yellow gold. They don't match the same exact tint of it, but in person they do. In person they match perfectly, which that was a thing I was a little bit concerned about on this watch, was are those going to match the actual watch? And they are yellow gold, those indices, and they do match in normal lighting. And so, but it is tricky, like with a lot of gold watches, it's tricky to get the gold color correct on camera. I've done the best I can here, but you really should see one of these in person. So this was when I was actually unpacking it for the first time. I bought this watch sight unseen from the AD that I bought my last day date from. And I actually had a couple of trusted parties that are subscribers to the channel that did examine the watch in person and said it was absolutely stunning. And so I kind of went on their word and just everything from the internet and so forth, and I bought it sight unseen. And the AD that I've bought 3 or 4 solid gold Rolexes from, she was kind enough to ship it to me. And when I received it, absolutely gorgeous watch. There's nothing that I would change about this watch, and there's very few watches that I would say that about. Now, I will say it would be absolutely perfect if it had the Grand Seiko spring drive in it, and then that would be, if they did a collaboration and they offered the spring drive in this watch, that would be amazing. But it works, it gets the job done, and it is gorgeous, and so far it's pretty accurate. I've only had it for about 24 hours. And it seems to be very close to within a second in 24 hours, which is about as good as you can expect from an automatic, traditional automatic movement. So I'm really pleased with the watch. It feels great on the wrist. It fits nice. It balances nice. I'm going to use this as a heavy use sport watch, so it's going to get a lot of use. I'll probably wear it sometimes playing volleyball. So even sometimes when I play tennis, I'll wear a watch. Not all the time, but sometimes I will. Of course, when I'm working on the coach or working on the car or anything like that, I'll be wearing the watch. And so it will get a lot of heavy use, and we'll see how well it holds up. By all accounts, the new bracelets on these with the ceramic sleeves will wear really well. You're not going to have the bracelet stretch issues that you had with Jubilees back in the day. The fact that they're solid links and they've got the ceramic sleeves in there, so that the screw isn't pivoting against gold. It's gliding within that sleeve. That should preclude wear on that, and it should last a lot longer. By the way, these photos right here, they were taken on the rear bumper of the Lexus LX 470. So it was shaded there, and it was a good place to set it down and use my camera on a tripod. I took these with the Sony A6500 with a Zeiss lens, and these are probably the best photos that I have of it. Some of the other photos I just took with the iPhone, but I used this opportunity to take some photos with the Sony with the Zeiss lens, and they look pretty good. I don't have a macro lens, so I can't take extreme close-ups, but this is giving you a good idea, a feel for what the watch looks like. And again, to really know, you just have to see it in person. You really have to see this watch in person and handle it. And the Jubilee is just fantastic. I had a GMT Master years ago that had the Oyster bracelet on it, and then I had one with the all-black bezel that had the Jubilee bracelet, and I much preferred the Jubilee on the GMT. Now that one was steel, but this is just gorgeous, and the bracelet is very supple on the wrist, very comfortable, no break-in time at all. It's comfortable right out of the box. Some of the earlier Rolexes, believe it or not, they had a break-in time. After you wore them a while, the bracelet got more supple and just really became even more comfortable. I can't imagine this becoming more comfortable. I mean, if it does, that'll be amazing because it's super comfortable right now. It is very nice on the wrist, and I was a little bit concerned that the watch might be a little heavy on the wrist and uncomfortable in that way, but no, I've gotten used to it. It balances perfectly, which is very important for a heavier watch, the balance, and it sits flat on the wrist so it doesn't rotate around on you, and it just works. It just gets the job done on wrist. And of course, as you know, if you follow my channel, I buy my watches to wear. I use the heck out of them. I don't abuse them, but I use the heck out of them. Let me know what you think about this latest acquisition, and I will keep you posted as I continue to learn about this watch and put it through the paces. Thanks for watching. Hey, please subscribe and comment below.